breathing stops. That's what makes Nia freeze. Not the sound itself, the absence of it. She stands in the middle of the abandoned industrial lot, apron still tied tight around her waist. Grease stains from the diner's fryer, marking her like badges of a war nobody sees. The heat presses down on her skin, thick and suffocating. Sweat beads at her temples. Her shift ended an hour ago, but she stayed late. Again. Extra hours mean extra dollars. Extra dollars mean keeping the lights on another week. The shortcut through this lot saves 10 minutes. 10 minutes means less time on her feet. Less time means she might actually sleep tonight. But now, silence. Welcome back, my amazing Pride family. Your unwavering support means everything to me, and I'm beyond grateful for each of you. Every day, I strive to improve and bring you the best stories because I know you deserve nothing less. If this is your first time here, I encourage you to leave a comment telling me where you're watching from and hit that subscribe button. By doing so, you become part of this incredible journey, and together we'll continue sharing stories that matter. I can't do this without you, so let's get into today's story. The rusted machinery looms around her like metal giants frozen mid-collapse. Old warehouses sag under their own weight. Loading bays gape open, hollow and dark. Management warned everyone never to walk through here. She should have listened. The pounding starts again, weaker this time. Metal scraping metal, irregular, desperate. Nia's breath catches. Something in that sound makes her stomach twist. It's not anger, not violence. It's dying. She moves before her brain catches up, feet crunching over broken concrete and glass. The sound pulls her toward an old service bay where shadows pool thick and oily. A massive steel maintenance cover, the kind meant to protect underground machinery, lies collapsed inward. The edges are warped, bent like something crushed it from above. And, beneath it, a hand, barely moving, fingers twitching. Oh God! The words rip from her throat. She rushes forward, drops to her knees. The concrete bites through her thin work pants. She doesn't feel it. A man lies pinned beneath the steel plate, chest to waist, crushed. His face is grey, lips tinged blue. Sweat soaks his dark hair. His eyes, wide, wild, terrified, lock onto hers. He's suffocating. Help. The word comes out strangled, barely audible. She doesn't know him. Dark slacks, fitted shirt now torn and bloodied. No jewelry, nothing flashy. Just a man trapped under steel that shouldn't have fallen. Just a man dying. I got you, Nia says, voice shaking. I got you. She grabs the edge of the steel plate, fingers digging beneath the jagged metal. It tears into her palms. She pulls. Nothing. The weight mocks her. She repositions, plants her feet, pulls again. Muscles scream. Vision blurs. The steel doesn't budge. The man coughs. Violent. Wet. Blood flecks his lips. His eyes beg. Not for money. Not for status. For air. For life. Nia's chest tightens. Her asthma flares, lungs constricting. She fumbles for her inhaler in her apron pocket, hands shaking so hard she almost drops it. 2 quick puffs. The medicine burns going down. She looks at the steel, then at him. His breathing grows shallower. She's 28 years old, exhausted, broke, and barely strong enough to carry a tray of dishes without her arms trembling. But she remembers. Her mother collapsing when she was 16, how people watched, how long it took before someone helped, how it felt to be invisible. Not again. Nia screams, not from fear, but from something deeper, and pulls. The steel shifts, just an inch. Air rushes into the man's lungs in a violent, choking gasp. She holds it. Every muscle in her body burns. Her vision tunnels. Darkness creeps at the edges, but she doesn't let go. His eyes meet hers, shock, gratitude, disbelief all at once. And then footsteps. Distant. Running. Someone finally heard. But by then, Nea's arms are already giving out. The weight crushes down again. Nea's grip slips, fingers screaming in protest. The steel plate drops back, not all the way, but enough that the man beneath it chokes, eyes rolling back. No, 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 she hisses. Her arms tremble so violently she can barely hold on. Sweat drips into her eyes, stinging. Her lungs protest each breath, asthma tightening like a fist around her chest. She can't do this. But she doesn't let go. A memory flashes. Unbidden, unwanted. Her mother lying on the kitchen floor. 16-year-old Nia screaming for help. Neighbors looking through the window, nobody coming inside. Nobody wanting to get involved. 20 minutes before the ambulance arrived. 20 minutes of watching her mother's chest barely rise and fall. 20 minutes of being invisible. Nia blinks hard, forcing the memory back. Her hands find new purchase on the steel, nails digging into rust and grime. She braces her feet against the concrete, knees screaming. "You're not dying today," she gasps. "Not here. Not like this." The man's lips move. No sound comes out. His skin is the color of ash now. His eyes flutter. He's fading. Nia pulls again, this time with everything. Not strength, not muscle. Fury. Fury at a world that watches people suffer and does nothing. Fury at systems that grind people down until they break. Fury at herself for being exhausted, for being broke, for being so damn tired all the time. The steel moves, not much, just enough. Air floods into the man's lungs. He gasps, coughs, gasps again. Each breath sounds like it's tearing him apart from the inside. But he's breathing. Nia's vision swims. Her hands are slick with blood. Hers, his. She can't tell anymore. The inhaler sits useless on the ground beside her. Breathing is survival. She's learned that lesson 1,000 times. And today, she teaches it to a stranger. The footsteps grow louder. Voices, shouting, flashlights cutting through the darkening lot. "Over here," someone yells. Nia's arms shake so hard she can barely hold the steel anymore. Her muscles are lead. Her lungs burn. "Hurry," she screams. 2 men rush into view. Construction workers, maybe. Security guards. She doesn't care. They grab the steel plate, lifting it off the man beneath. The weight releases. Nia collapses backward onto the concrete, chest heaving. Pain radiates through her shoulders, her back, her hands. Everything hurts. But he's free. The man rolls onto his side, coughing violently. Blood splatters the ground. He's alive. Someone kneels beside her. "Mom, are you okay?" She nods, unable to speak. Her vision blurs at the edges. Exhaustion crashes over her like a wave. Sirens wail in the distance, growing closer. The last thing she sees before her eyes close is the man staring at her. Not gratitude, not relief, confusion. Like he doesn't understand how someone like her, someone small, someone broke, someone invisible, could do what she just did. She doesn't understand it either. But it's done. And somewhere in the back of her mind, a terrible thought whispers, saving him might have just changed everything. The paramedics arrive in a blur of noise and movement. Nia sits on the ground, back against a rusted pillar, hands wrapped in gauze that's already soaking through with blood. Someone drapes a thermal blanket over her shoulders. She doesn't remember how it got there. Her body feels hollow, emptied out. A paramedic crouches in front of her, shining a light in her eyes. "Can you tell me your name?" "Nia." Her voice sounds far away, like it belongs to someone else. Nia, you're in shock. We need to take you to the hospital. No. She shakes her head. I can't afford. Mom, your hands need stitches, and we need to monitor your breathing. I said no. The paramedic sighs, but doesn't push. He scribbles something on a clipboard and hands her a form. Sign here, against medical advice. She signs. She always signs. Across the lot, they're loading the man onto a stretcher. An oxygen mask covers his face. IVs snake into his arms. His eyes are closed now, body limp. He looks smaller somehow, less imposing. Just a man who almost died. One of the paramedics leans over him, checking vitals. Blood pressure stabilizing, oxygen levels climbing. He's lucky. Lucky. Nia almost laughs. Nothing about tonight feels lucky. A police officer approaches, tall, broad-shouldered, notepad in hand. Miss Whitfield, I need to ask you a few questions. She nods, exhausted. Can you tell me what happened? I heard noise, pounding. I followed it. He was trapped. You lifted that steel plate by yourself? Yes. The officer glances at the maintenance cover. Easily 400 pounds of solid steel. He looks back at Nia. Skepticism flickers across his face. That's impressive. It had to be done. Did you know the victim? No. Ever seen him before? No. Do you know why he was here? No. She's so tired of questions. Can I go? The officer studies her for a long moment, then nods. We'll be in touch if we need anything else. You did good tonight. She doesn't feel good. She feels destroyed. The ambulance pulls away, sirens fading into the night. The construction workers and security guards disperse. The lot falls silent again, empty except for bloodstains on concrete and the heavy smell of rust. Nia stands, legs unsteady. The thermal blanket slips from her shoulders. She leaves it there. The walk home takes forever. Every step hurts. Her hands throb. Her chest aches. Her mind replays the moment over and over. The weight of the steel, the look in his eyes, the sound of air rushing into his lungs. She saved him. And now she can't stop seeing his face. Her apartment building looms ahead, cracked and peeling. 3rd floor. No elevator. She climbs the stairs slowly, gripping the railing with bandaged hands that scream in protest. Inside her apartment, silence greets her. No roommate, no pet. Just her and the hum of the refrigerator. A missed rent notice sits on the floor where it was slid under the door this morning. Final notice. She picks it up, stares at the numbers. $300 short. Again. Saving a life doesn't pay rent, doesn't buy groceries, doesn't fix the world. Nia drops the notice on the counter and moves to the sink. She unwraps the gauze from her hands carefully. The cuts are deep, angry red, still weeping. She runs cold water over them, biting back a hiss of pain. Her phone buzzes once on the counter. Unknown number. She ignores it. Tomorrow, she'll go back to the diner. She'll scrape grills and wipe counters and smile at customers who don't see her. She'll collect her tips and pray they're enough. Tonight, she did something impossible. Tomorrow, the world will keep crushing her anyway. She wraps her hands in fresh bandages, climbs into bed fully clothed, and stares at the ceiling. Sleep doesn't come. Instead, questions do. Who was he? Why was he there? Why did the steel fall? And the one that scares her most, why does she feel like she just stepped into something far bigger than a rescue? Outside her window, a black car idles across the street, engine running, headlights off, watching. Kang Jun-seo wakes to white walls and the sharp smell of disinfectant. His chest is on fire. Every breath is a knife. Every movement sends pain screaming through his ribs. Machines beep around him, heart monitor, IV drip, oxygen sensor. He hates them, hates the sound of vulnerability. A nurse enters, clipboard in hand. She startles when she sees his eyes open. "Mr. Kang, you're awake." Relief floods her face. "How are you feeling?" He doesn't answer. His throat is raw, voice buried somewhere beneath layers of trauma. "You're very lucky," she continues, checking his vitals. "Another few minutes and..." "Who?" The word scrapes out like gravel. The nurse pauses. "I'm sorry." "Who saved me?" Understanding dawns. "Oh, a woman. She found you trapped under that steel cover, lifted it herself until help arrived." The nurse shakes her head in wonder. "Honestly, I don't know how she did it. That thing must have weighed..." "Her name." The nurse hesitates. "I don't have that information. The police report might..." "Find it." "It's not a request." The nurse nods quickly and leaves. Junseo closes his eyes, but sleep won't come. Only memories, fragmented, sharp. The meeting. His cousin's voice, smooth, reassuring. "Just need to check the equipment downstairs. New shipment came in." The betrayal, the shove, the steel cover slamming down. Darkness, weight crushing his chest, air running out. And then, her face, wide eyes, determination carved into exhausted features, hands torn and bleeding but never letting go. No one had ever looked at him like that before. Not with fear, not with greed, not with calculation. Just necessity. Like saving him was simply what had to be done. He spent 20 years building an empire on fear and respect. People bow when he enters rooms. They speak in whispers when he passes. They pay debts they owe and debts they don't, just to stay in his good graces. But no one saves him. No one even tries. Because men like him, men who control cities from shadows, who make problems disappear, who rule through violence disguised as order, aren't supposed to need saving. They're supposed to be invincible. The door opens again. Not the nurse. His second in command, Minjun. Relief and fury war across his face. "Boss." The word comes out choked. "We've been looking..." "My cousin." Minjun's jaw tightens. "Gone. Disappeared. We're tracking him." "And?" "He emptied 3 accounts. 2 million. He's running." Junseo processes this slowly. Betrayal isn't new. Greed isn't surprising. But family is supposed to be sacred. "Find him," he says quietly. Minjun nods. "What about the woman?" Junseo's eyes sharpen. "What about her?" "She saw your face. Knows you were there. Could be a liability." "No." The word cuts through the room like a blade. "Find her, but no one touches her. Understand?" Minjun looks confused but nods again. "Yes, boss." Alone again, Junseo stares at the ceiling. He owes a debt now. And debts, real debts, life debts, are the only currency that truly matters. But how do you repay someone who gave you everything without knowing who you are? Morning comes too fast. Nia wakes to sunlight stabbing through broken blinds and the sound of traffic below. Her hands scream the moment she moves. The bandages are stiff with dried blood. She forces herself upright. Every muscle protests. The rent notice still sits on the counter. The numbers haven't changed. Bills don't care about heroism. Her phone shows 3 missed calls. Unknown number. Same one from last night. She deletes the notifications. The diner doesn't care that she saved a life. They care that she shows up on time. So she does. Always. She wraps her hands in fresh gauze, pulls on her uniform, faded black pants, white button-down with coffee stains that never quite wash out, and ties her hair back. The face in the mirror looks older than 28, tired, worn down, but alive. That's more than the man under the steel can say, could have said. She pushes the thought away and leaves. The diner sits on the corner of streets nobody remembers the names of. Cracked vinyl booths, flickering fluorescent lights, the smell of burnt coffee and fryer grease. Home. Marcus, the line cook, looks up when she enters. Heard what happened. News travels fast. I'm fine, she says automatically. Your hands don't look fine. They work. That's all that matters. He doesn't push. That's why she likes Marcus. He knows when to let things go. The morning rush is brutal. Orders blur together. Coffee, eggs, toast, pancakes repeat. Her hands throb with every tray she carries. Customers don't notice or don't care. She's furniture to most of them. Invisible labor. At noon, her phone buzzes again. Unknown number. This time she answers. Hello? Silence. Then breathing. Then a man's voice, smooth, careful. Is this Nia Whitfield? Her stomach drops. Who's asking? My name is Min Jun. I represent someone who would like to speak with you. About what? About last night. The air leaves her lungs. I don't know what you're talking about. Miss Whitfield, my employer owes you a debt. He would like to repay. I don't want anything. The words come out sharp, defensive. Tell him I'm glad he's okay. That's it. Please, if you would just... She hangs up. Her hands shake. Adrenaline spikes through exhaustion. Marcus watches from behind the counter. Everything okay? Yeah, wrong number. But it's not, and she knows it. The rest of her shift drags. Every time the door opens, she tenses. Every time a customer looks at her too long, her pulse jumps. By closing time, exhaustion has given way to paranoia. She walks home through different streets, takes the long route, checks over her shoulder every few blocks. Nothing. But when she turns onto her street, she freezes. 3 black cars sit parked outside her building, windows tinted, engines off, waiting. Her heart hammers against her ribs. She saved a man yesterday. Today she's starting to realize she might have saved the wrong one. Nia doesn't go inside. She stands on the corner, hidden behind a bodega's flickering neon sign, watching the black cars, 3 of them, lined up like predators waiting for prey. Her apartment is on the 3rd floor. If she goes in, she's trapped. So she waits. 5 minutes pass. 10. Her legs ache. Her hands throb beneath the bandages. She should run, get on a bus, disappear. But where? With what money? One of the car doors opens. A man steps out. Tall, sharp suit. He doesn't look around nervously. He looks like he owns the street. Behind him, 2 more emerge. Same uniforms, same energy. They're not police. Police don't move like that. They're something worse. The tall one pulls out a phone, speaks briefly, then gestures toward her building. The other 2 nod and move toward the entrance. Nia's heart slams against her ribs. They're going inside. She should leave, now. But her feet won't move. Her entire life is in that apartment. What little she has, clothes, photos of her mother, the coffee tin where she keeps emergency cash. $43. The men disappear into the building. Nia counts to 60, then turns and walks, not runs, walks, in the opposite direction. Running draws attention. Walking keeps you invisible. 3 blocks away, she ducks into a 24-hour laundromat, empty except for an older woman folding towels. Nia sits in the corner, pulls out her phone, and stares at it. The unknown number stares back. She should throw the phone away, get a burner, disappear. Instead, she calls. It rings once. Miss Whitfield. The same smooth voice from earlier. Min Jun. I'm glad you... Who are you people? Silence. Then, we mean you no harm. Then why are 3 cars parked outside my apartment? A pause. Longer this time. Where are you? Somewhere safe. Answer my question. My employer wants to thank you personally. That's all. I don't want thanks. I want you to leave me alone. I understand this is frightening. You don't understand anything. Her voice cracks. Exhaustion bleeds through. I saved someone. That's it. I don't know who he is. I don't want to know. Just leave me alone. He won't allow that. The words hit like ice water. What? You gave him his life, Miss Whitfield. Men like him don't forget debts, especially this kind. I don't want anything from him. That's admirable, but irrelevant. Minjun's tone shifts, still polite but firmer. He's coming to see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. The diner where you work. Come alone. Speak with him. 5 minutes. That's all he asks. And if I don't? Another pause. Then he'll keep trying, and his methods will become less considerate. The line goes dead. Nia stares at her phone, hands shaking. The older woman glances over from her folding. You okay, honey? Yeah. The lie tastes bitter. Just tired. She stays in the laundromat until 3 in the morning, then walks back slowly, checking every shadow, every car, every face. The black vehicles are gone. Inside her apartment, nothing looks disturbed, but something feels wrong. The air is different. Someone was here. On her kitchen counter sits a small white envelope. No name, no writing, just the envelope. Nia's hands tremble as she opens it. Inside, cash, clean bills. She counts them twice. $5,000. And a handwritten note on expensive paper. For your hands. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Please. The signature is a single initial. Nia sits down hard on the floor, envelope clutched in bleeding hands. She saved a man's life. Now he owns hers. 1 o'clock comes too fast. The diner is half full, lunch crowd winding down, stragglers nursing coffee and avoiding going back to work. Nia moves through her section on autopilot, orders, refills, forced smiles. The $5,000 sits hidden in her locker. She didn't deposit it, didn't spend it, just stared at it this morning until her alarm went off. Blood money, guilt money, debt money. She doesn't want it, but she needs it. The door opens at 12:58. The temperature in the room drops. He walks in first. Not the man from the phone. Someone else. Older. Expensive suit. Eyes that scan the room like a threat assessment. He doesn't sit, just stands near the door. Then another man enters. Similar energy. Same uniform of wealth and danger. They're not customers. They're guards. Marcus stops cooking. The other waitress, Keisha, freezes mid-pour. Even the customers sense something wrong. Conversations die. Forks stop moving. Then he walks in. Nia recognizes him instantly. Clean now. No blood, no dust, no desperation. Just control wrapped in expensive clothing and quiet power. Dark suit, perfectly tailored. Hair styled. Face healed except for a bruise along his jaw. He looks nothing like the dying man under the steel. And everything like him. His eyes find hers immediately. The world narrows to just that gaze. She can't breathe. He moves toward her slowly, deliberately. His guards stay back. Customers watch. The room holds its breath. He stops 3 feet away. For a long moment, neither speaks. Then Kang Jun-seo bows. Deeply, completely. The kind of bow that means something. Gasps ripple through the diner. His guards stiffen, surprised, uncomfortable. This isn't protocol. This isn't how men like him behave. But he stays bowed. Nia's throat closes. Her hands, still bandaged, clench at her sides. When he straightens, his eyes are different, vulnerable, honest. I owe you my life, he says quietly. The words cut through the silence like a blade. Nia forces herself to breathe. You don't owe me anything. I disagree. I don't want your money. Something flickers across his face. Surprise. The envelope. Keep it. Her voice is steadier than she feels. I didn't save you for payment. I saved you because nobody deserves to die alone under steel in an empty lot. The room is so quiet she can hear the clock on the wall ticking. He studies her, not with calculation, but wonder, like she's speaking a language he's forgotten. Then what do you want? He asks. To go back to my life, pretend this never happened. That's not possible. Why not? His jaw tightens. Because people know you saved me, and that makes you important, whether you want to be or not. Ice slides down her spine. What does that mean? It means you're no longer invisible, Miss Whitfield. And in my world, visibility is dangerous. The guards shift. One of them, Minjun, she realizes, steps closer. Boss, we should... Junseo raises a hand. Silence falls instantly. He looks at Nia again. I'm not your enemy, but I can't walk away. Not until I know you're safe. Safe? From what? His expression darkens. From the people who tried to kill me. The door opens behind him. Someone new walks in, and Junseo's entire body goes rigid. The man in the doorway smiles. It's the kind of smile that doesn't reach the eyes, the kind that makes Nia's instincts scream. He's young, mid-30s maybe, with sharp features and designer clothes that probably cost more than her rent. He walks with the confidence of someone who's never been told no. Junseo doesn't turn around, but his shoulders tense. His hands curl into fists at his sides. Cousin, the man says warmly, I heard you were alive. Thought I'd see for myself. The word cousin lands like a bomb. Minjun and the other guard move instantly, positioning themselves between Junseo and the door. But the newcomer doesn't seem concerned. He just keeps smiling. Relax, he says, raising his hands in mock surrender. I'm not here to cause trouble. Just wanted to congratulate you on your miraculous survival. Get out, Junseo says quietly. Now, is that any way to greet family? The cousin's eyes drift to Nia. And who's this? The hero I've been hearing about. Nia's blood turns to ice. The cousin takes a step closer, ignoring the guards. They say you lifted 400 pounds of steel all by yourself. Impressive. Very impressive. His smile widens. You must be very special. Leave her alone. Junseo's voice drops to something dangerous. I'm just being friendly. The cousin's gaze lingers on Nia's bandaged hands. Those look painful. Did my dear cousin at least compensate you properly for your trouble? Nia finds her voice. I don't know what's happening here, but I want no part of it. Smart girl. The cousin laughs. But I'm afraid it's too late for that. You saved his life. That makes you part of this whether you like it or not. Enough. Junseo finally turns. His face is carved from stone. You have 5 seconds to walk out that door. Or what? You'll kill me in front of all these witnesses, in front of your precious savior. The cousin's smile turns sharp. You've gone soft, Junseo. That steel should have finished what I started. The admission hangs in the air like poison. Nia's mind reels. What I started. The steel didn't fall by accident. This man, his own cousin, tried to murder him. Minjun moves fast, but the cousin is faster. He backs toward the door, hands still raised. I just came to deliver a message. The family is restructuring. Your time at the top is over. Accept it gracefully, and maybe we can all walk away from this. I'm not going anywhere, Junseo says coldly. Then neither is she. The cousin's eyes lock on Nia one last time. Pretty thing. Be a shame if something happened to her. He's gone before anyone can stop him. The diner erupts. Customers scramble for the exit. Keisha drops a tray. Marcus grabs his phone, probably calling the police. But Naya can't move. She's trapped in the middle of something that has nothing to do with her and everything to do with the choice she made 2 nights ago. Junseo turns to her. For the first time, she sees genuine fear in his eyes. Not for himself, for her. "I'm sorry," he says. "For what?" "For this. All of it." He gestures to his guards. "Minjun, get her somewhere safe. Now." "Wait," Nia starts. But Minjun is already moving, hand on her elbow, guiding her toward the back exit. "I don't understand," she protests. "What's happening?" Junseo meets her eyes one last time. "I told you visibility was dangerous," he says quietly. "Now you're a target." The back door opens, and Nia's old life disappears completely. The safe house is nothing like Nia expected. Not some luxury penthouse or hidden compound. Just a regular apartment in a regular building with regular neighbors who wave as they pass. Minjun explained it on the drive over. The best hiding places are the ones nobody notices. Nia sits on a worn couch, bandaged hands in her lap, trying to process the last 3 hours. A woman, early 40s, sharp eyes, no-nonsense energy, sits across from her. She introduced herself as Hana, head of security, former military, the kind of person who sees threats before they materialize. "You're safe here," Hana says. "For now." "For now," Nia repeats hollowly. What does that mean? It means Junseo's cousin is unpredictable, dangerous. He wants control of the organization, and he sees you as leverage. "I don't even know what organization you're talking about." Hana studies her carefully. "How much has Junseo told you?" "Nothing, except that I'm apparently a target now because I saved his life." "That's accurate." Hana leans back. Kang Junseo runs one of the largest Korean networks on the East Coast. Import-export, real estate, other ventures, legal and otherwise. His family has been in power for 3 generations. The words wash over Nia like cold water. He's a criminal. He's complicated. Hannah's expression doesn't change. But yes, by most definitions. Nia's stomach turns. She saved a criminal. A man who built his life on things she doesn't even want to imagine. Why would his own cousin try to kill him? Greed, power, take your pick. Hannah stands, moves to the window, checks the street below. Family businesses are complicated, especially when they're worth hundreds of millions. "I don't care about his money. I don't want anything to do with this." "I believe you, but it doesn't matter." Hannah turns back. "You're visible now. His enemies know your face, know where you work, know where you live. Walking away doesn't make you invisible again." The words hit like physical blows. Nia thinks about her apartment, her job, her life, small, exhausting, but hers. "What am I supposed to do?" Her voice cracks. "Stay here, stay safe, let us handle this." "For how long?" "As long as it takes. I can't just disappear. I have rent, bills, my job. Your manager has been informed you're taking emergency leave, medical, reasons. Your rent is covered, your bills are covered." "By who?" Hannah doesn't answer. She doesn't need to. Nia's hands clench. "I don't want his money." "Then think of it as protection, not payment." The distinction feels meaningless. Night falls. Hannah leaves, but promises guards are watching the building. Nia doesn't see them. That's the point. She tries to sleep but can't. Every sound makes her jump. Every shadow feels like a threat. At 2 a.m. her phone buzzes. Unknown number. Again. She almost doesn't answer. "Hello?" Miss Whitfield, Junseo's voice is quieter than she remembers. I hope I'm not disturbing you. Little late for that. A pause. You're angry. I'm terrified. The admission comes out raw. You said I was in danger. Your cousin threatened me. I'm hiding in a stranger's apartment because I did the right thing. I know. His voice is heavy, tired. And I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. No, it doesn't. He's quiet for a moment. But I meant what I said. I owe you my life, and I will keep you safe, no matter what it costs. Why? The question bursts out. Why does it matter so much to you? People save people every day. It doesn't. Because no one has ever looked at me the way you did that night. Nia stops breathing. Not with fear, he continues softly. Not with greed, just necessity. Like I was worth saving simply because I was human. No one has ever... He trails off. Silence stretches between them. You're wrong, Nia finally says. Everyone is worth saving. When he speaks again, his voice is different, raw. Then maybe you saved more than just my life. The line goes dead. Nia sits in the dark, holding her phone. And for the first time since this nightmare began, she wonders if the man she saved might be worth knowing. Morning breaks grey and cold. Nia wakes to knocking. She tenses, heart racing, before remembering where she is. Safe house, guards, protection. Hana enters with coffee and breakfast. He wants to see you. Nia doesn't ask who. Where? Neutral ground, a park, public, safe. 20 minutes later, she's walking through Riverside Park, Hana 10 paces behind, blending into morning joggers and dog walkers. The city hums with life that doesn't know or care about criminal empires and family wars. He sits on a bench overlooking the water, alone, no guards, no armor, just a man. Nia hesitates, then sits, leaving space between them. For a long moment, neither speaks, just watches the river flow past, carrying everything away. I found out why you were there that night, Nia finally says. Your cousin lured you, set a trap. Junseo nods slowly. Family meeting, or so he claimed. He knew the steel cover was unstable, knew one good hit would bring it down. His jaw tightens. He got creative. Why would he do that? Because I refused to expand into territories he wanted. Drugs, human trafficking, lines I won't cross. He looks at her. Apparently, that made me weak, expendable. You have lines. A ghost of a smile crosses his face. Surprising, isn't it? A criminal with morals. I didn't say that. You thought it. She can't deny it. My grandfather built this organization on protection, Junseo continues. Helping immigrants who had nowhere else to turn. It wasn't always legal, but it wasn't cruel. Over time, others tried to push us darker. I've held the line, barely. And now my cousin wants to tear that line down, and he'll hurt anyone in his way. His eyes find hers, including you. The weight of it settles between them. What happens next? Nia asks. I handle my cousin. Permanently if necessary. You go back to your life. With protection, distance, safety. Just like that? Just like that. Nia studies his profile. Strong, controlled. But underneath, something fragile. Something that steel almost crushed completely. You asked me yesterday why it mattered so much, she says quietly. Why saving you was worth all this. He looks at her. My mother died when I was 19, Nia continues. And I watched her slip away because I was too scared to fight harder, too tired, too broke. I've carried that for 9 years, every day. She meets his gaze. When I saw you under that steel, I saw her. I saw myself. I saw every person who ever needed help and didn't get it. And I decided, not this time, not again. Junseo's expression cracks, just for a moment. But it's enough. You didn't just lift steel that night, he says softly. You lifted me out of a life that was already killing me, slowly, quietly. I was suffocating long before that cover fell. What are you saying? That maybe you saved me from more than you realize. And maybe, he stops, collects himself. Maybe I don't want to go back to who I was before. The words hang between them, heavy with possibility and danger, and something neither can name. Nia's phone buzzes. Hana, text message. We need to move. Now. Junseo sees her expression change. What is it? Hana says. The gunshot cracks through morning air like thunder. Junseo moves instantly, body covering hers, dragging them both to the ground behind the bench. More shots, screaming, chaos. Nia's ears ring. Her heart slams against her ribs. Through the confusion, she sees him, his cousin, 50 yards away, gun raised, smiling. Get down, Junseo shouts. But Nia isn't looking at the cousin anymore. She's looking at Junseo's side, where blood blooms dark and fast through expensive fabric. No, she starts. He collapses into her arms, and the world narrows to a single terrible truth. She saved his life once. Now she might have to do it again.